Back-to-back World Series champion Blue Jays are in last place, and that is, oops, sorry, can't. And that is basically due to pitching woes. Their offense is still dominant. Bo Bichette and Vlad Guerrero still dominant. It is all their pitching. It is pitching. The Expos have been hit with some injuries, and the Red Sox are actually doing better than they did last year. So give them credit on that one. We'll have to fight off the Red Sox pretty soon, too. The Tigers, the surprise Tigers in what could be Miguel Cabrera, a surefire Hall of Famers last year. They're in first place trying to hold off the White Sox, who have won this division the last 2 years. I think they have, yeah. The Indians have bounced back a little bit. The Royals, unfortunately, their little window seems to have been gone, even though they got Chris Bryant. And the Twins have been a horrible disappointment, but basically that's due to injuries. Buxton's always injured. I think they traded away Max Kepler, so they kind of went into kind of rebuild mode. So they traded away some of their key pieces. And the Angels, they really didn't add anybody of note. They added some pieces, but they haven't added anybody of note. It's just that their young pitching has actually come aboard this year. And Ohtani is actually doing pretty well, but Mike Trout is, again, being just dominant. But they did that last year and the year before, and they didn't do so well. This year, it has all been that young pitching staff has three of them have seemed to mature at the same time. Sandoval, Canning. Actually, I think they got Sandoval off the free agent list, but Canning, Chris Rodriguez, yeah, and I think they picked up Aaron Sanchez, who's just been one of these flyers in this new league with less home runs, less walks, and less strikeouts. Guys like Aaron Sanchez, who could basically pitch to contact and you can't get hard hit balls off of them, they've just been doing really well. Same thing with Rick Porcello. Astros were faltering. They were under 500 for quite a while, but in August they bounced back there, but they're too late for that. But they are fighting us for the wild card, and that is who we're facing today. In the National League, the Phillies, again, might falter to the Braves. The Phillies got rid of Joe Girardi, and they picked up David Ross, the former Cubs manager. And the Mets just trying to battle to 500 like they do every year, and the Titans and Nationals falling behind. I think the Titans traded off some of their veterans to try to go into a little bit rebuild mode. Nationals are in rebuild mode. They have young pitchers, so they would be pretty dominant down the years if we actually played this longer, but we're not. The Brewers, last year's World Series defeatees, I suppose, still running the Central. The Cardinals just are weird. Their offense should be a lot better than it is, and it just isn't. The Pirates, they actually traded away some veterans, but they got better. So, and I think that's just because their young players were sort of not doing so well in the beginning of the year. The Cubs were in first place for a little bit here. I think in May, the Cubs were in first place, but of course, overachieving. And the Reds got rid of all their veterans. Castellanos and Winkler, they're all gone. Only Joey Votto remains. Giants still ahead in the West. The Dodgers are just, that huge payroll. But and the Beavers bounced back. So they had a down year last year, and they bounced back in a good way this year. And they picked up some key pieces, as did the Giants. So, but the Giants, same thing. 3 years in a row for them. See if they can actually make it past the past the first round of the playoffs. But we are having John Means, one of the best pitchers in the American League, go against, usually the ageless Max Scherzer, but it looks like Max is kind of aging. That is not a bad line. 9-8, 3.71. That is not bad at all. But for Max Scherzer, who was absolutely lights out dominant, and years past. Yeah, he's kind of aging, but this is a must-win. It's a 4-game series. We lead it 2-1, and we got to win this game. So let's get to it.
From Southeast Texas, we welcome you inside Minute Maid Park here in downtown Houston. Today, it's the finale of this 4-game set between the Baltimore Orioles and the Houston Astros. Alongside Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa. And fellas, both of these teams are going to be interesting to watch down the stretch as the postseason races continue to take shape.
100%, Matt. These two clubs have put themselves in position to play a lot of meaningful games the rest of the way. And even though they're not in the same division, you can bet they're looking at each other, knowing it's games like this one coming up that will give them huge confidence and momentum heading into the last weeks of the season.
Max Scherzer will be on the mound for the Stros. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, we're taking a look at one of the top pitchers in the game. This guy has over 200 career victories, and he'd like to add another one to this list. This guy's been a really good pitcher for a long time, and right now, he's showing no signs of slowing down. It'll be interesting to watch him work in this one here.
And now here is Cedric Mullins. He will lead this one off today.
Number 31.
Back in our 80s uniforms. I know those Astros uniforms are pretty ugly. They're pretty ugly, but I don't know. They're iconic. I grew up with them.
This afternoon.
So.
Got to be considered one of, if not the hottest team in baseball right now. Winners of 8 of their last 10 ball games.
What an opportunity to get a chance to put our eyeballs on one of the best teams in baseball right now. This team has played so well.
That is a nasty fastball.
Every move he makes is
no
working.
wind, 91
Timely
degrees.
Great defense, good bullpen. The starters have been
not humid, so I guess
this is going to be special.
They left the roof open.
Too high.
Ooh.
And it's 3-0.
So 3-0.
James Campbell is on deck. The 3-0. Oh my!
There we go.
Where will this one end up?
That's how you start it off.
Stay fair, and it's gone.
And
home run.
That's what a 3-0 count will get you. Try to squeeze one in there to try to get a strike, and I was waiting on it.
Here, leading off the ball game. 12 home runs for him now thus far. As the O's are on the board first, it's 1-0.
Oh yes, and Mullins was injured a big portion of the year. So we were really flailing without Mullins, but as soon as he came back,
the way this
we started winning again.
Right out of the gate, they smack you right in the mouth with one of the better power hitters in their lineup, and he takes him deep right there to set the tone.
And he's still second in stolen bases, even though he missed, I think, at least 30 days. I think he missed a whole month of baseball.
At the plate, James Campbell. As he will look at a first pitch
now,
fastball for ball one.
our young shortstop here actually made the All-Star game because he was batting about 340 with 16 stolen bases at the All-Star break, so he made the All-Star team.
Facing right-handed
but he has
pitching
been
so
slumping.
Far this season. Campbell carries a batting line a little over the 260 mark.
Yeah, he's been slumping against right-handed pitching.
Hit in the air to shallow center.
And that's what he's been doing.
For the center fielder.
He's just been popping up.
Down. Nice play for the first down.
And so he's been pushed down the order at 8, but Jorge Mateo, who's usually our number 2 hitter, he's slumping now, so we pushed him down to 8 for a bit.
This team has to know one thing. Do not make this a bullpen game. They have to attack the starter, be aggressive in the early innings, and try and manufacture a few runs, because if this becomes a bullpen game, they are in trouble. They have monsters lurking behind those walls.
And speaking of people getting hurt, Matheny again was hurt. He just came back to us, so that's why he's only has 10 home runs. I think he's had 2 stints on the disabled list. Both 15 days.
And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Carl Dixon.
Hey, D-Row, one of the things you have to be aware of as a hitter from Carl Dixon, he'll call that high strike.
Yeah, he will. So you better be on top of your game with 2 strikes, because if they elevate, good chance Carl Dixon's punching your tip.
A ball and 2 strikes now.
Almost took his head off.
That's a base hit into center
Max
field.
Scherzer almost got early retirement right there. Oh my goodness.
Boy, after that base knock right there, D-Roll, he extends his hitting streak to 7 games.
Yeah, and you can tell he's made some necessary adjustments at the plate. Anytime you're getting a knock
And
every
here's
day,
Mountcastle,
you're doing
who
things
was in the
right.
home
He's
run
keeping that
derby
front
this year.
shoulder tough, staying inside the ball, not trying to do too much.
He had to face Mike Trout in the
That'll
first
bring up
round, so of
Ryan
course he got booted.
Mountcastle.
But
Comes
Mike
into this
Trout
one
did
ranked
not.
number 6
Mike
in
Trout,
the
Mike
American
Trout, who
League
won the
home run
last
race.
two, I think
Yeah,
he won
he's
the last
guy
two
who
home run
drives the
derbies.
bus on this team,
He actually
leading the
lost to
team
Mitch
in that
Haniger,
home run
formerly in the
department.
Mariners,
He's
but
really
now
been the
with
guy
the
they look
Padres.
to drive it out of the
So
yard.
Mitch
Yeah,
Haniger
over
was
there,
the home
2 or
run.
3 guys in every lineup that you want to proceed with caution. This big home run hitter, he's the guy in this lineup you need to be very, very careful with.
The 0-1 on its way. And he gets him to swing
That
through
was
that
a
one.
good
He's in
cut
control,
fastball.
0-2.
I thought that was going to be inside, and it pushed right out. Mountcastle strikes out a lot.
He takes strike 3
Oh.
called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and
Man.
they're on 2 away.
Runner on first in a double play situation, so you expect to see a lot of pitches down in the zone. So I think that pitch up right there was a good one. Obviously, the double play is more
It
efficient,
fooled me.
but you're always going to take a K when you're on the mound.
Here's a guy that has come into favor with us,
Now,
Greg Dykman,
as he lays
who we
off a
got the
fastball
first
too
year.
low for ball 1. 281 the average entering play. 6 home
We
runs
traded,
and 21
who
driven
did we
in.
trade to San Francisco? I think we traded Franco and Pat Venditti and Cesar Valdez. We traded a lot of guys, and he's one of the
1-0.
guys that we got in return.
Lifted down the line in left. Left fielder is on the move. He tracks it down, and that
But he's
will
been
end
doing
the
pretty
inning.
well for us.
Orioles get a run thanks to the long ball.
You can see
Home
our
half of the
80s.
first
We have
coming
our
up from
80s
Minute
uniforms
Maid
on
Park,
as well
and
with
it's
the
1-0
black, white, and
Baltimore.
orange belt. Very 80s thing right there. As well as the stripe down there, the 3-colored stripe, the tricolor stripe, and the tricolor stripe on the end of the sleeves. That's a
John
very
Means,
80s uniform
Kansas
thing. That was
born
in fashion
left-hander,
back
will be
then.
doing the pitching. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, this guy is one of the better pitchers.
And I want
in
you
the
to
league,
look
and
at-
one stat that jumps out.
want you to look
Take
at that.
a look at that strikeout to walk ratio.
Oh, he
That's
said it
about as
already.
good as
That's
it
what I was
gets.
going to say. The
And look for
strikeout
him
to walks.
dominate in this
For the Astros,
And now in the box,
The second
Jose
baseman,
Altuve.
Jose
And there's a look at his home and road
Altuve.
splits so far this year.
Now with my league here, Altuve has turned back
Now
into
the
what
first
he
pitch.
was when he came up. He's a speedy guy. He hits for average, although he has been slumping, which is why the Astros have been slumping. The way the Altuve
Wind up
goes to the
and
way
the
the
0-1.
Astros go.
That misses wide. One
And,
ball and 1 strike. Well, guys, these Orioles entering
He's a
play
career
today.
300
Despite
hitter.
that loss last time out, they're still on a pretty nice run as they've won 6 in a row prior to that.
Yeah, Matty, this team has been playing really
Oh,
well
we got
right
him to
now.
pop up.
And
Good.
this is case in point. Chance to jump out
But
again to
Altuve, I
another
think, is
1-0
fourth in
lead.
stolen
They've
bases,
really
so
been
he's got
doing
that
They've
stolen
been
base thing
on
going
attack,
again,
early
not hitting
offensive,
as many home
almost
runs.
ambush-like approaches to their at-bats, and it's working for them.
Time now for a quick look at the hometown Astros starting lineup.
And then you
Who
see
are
the big
focused
addition
on,
that
Dan
the
Plesac?
Astros got,
Yeah,
and that
I
was
think
Nicholas
Yordan
Castellanos,
Alvarez
so
is
they
certainly
moved to
a
first
guy
base.
We could be excited to see play. I mean, this guy is a career 300 hitter. You talk about consistent. He delivers a good at-bat and clutch hits basically every time he walks into the box. I love watching this guy.
Jake Myers stands in as he checks his swing here for strike 1.
Jake Myers is a good overall player. He's not a superstar
out,
by any
nobody on.
means, but he definitely can hit a key double there, and he does walk.
Hard the other way. Throw gets him 2 down.
And here's the dangerous man,
the left fielder, Yordan.
former MVP, Yordan Alvarez.
That'll bring up Yordan Alvarez. He's been productive at the plate in the series with 6 hits coming into this one.
303.24, and he has been killing us in this series.
First pitch on its way.
So we got to be very careful with him.
Fastball well off the plate for a ball.
But as you can see, he is one of those guys that will strike out.
Swing and a miss for
Ooh.
strike 1.
If the offense didn't already know, Man on the mound's got his A-game fastball working today.
You damn right he does.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
So Rushman's just asking for. Oh
Fouled
no,
away.
that was a mistake. That was a mistake pitch, and he couldn't get around on it. So that's good for us. Rushman just wants us to do fastballs, huh?
The 1-2
Fastball
pitch.
outside and low.
Hit in the air
And
down the right field line.
you know what? I think I'm going to tell
And that will
Rushman
end up a foul ball.
that's enough. That is enough. Okay. So now you want a curveball. I don't think he's going to go for it. Oh, no, that's
2
our
and 2
slider.
now with 2 away and the base is empty.
No. Nope. I'm shaking you off. We're going to go with a changeup. We're going to change up low and outside.
Into the windup and
Not
the
doing a
pitch.
fastball. He screamed that
Swing
one.
and a
See?
miss, and that's
There
out
we
number
go.
3.
Sometimes the pitcher has to call up a catcher.
Humidity has finally
And I was a
taken its
catcher
toll
for
on
a
some
long
of the
time.
fans.
So,
Back
but
with more on a Sunday afternoon.
you know, catchers,
following
you
this.
just don't go with them all the time. I mean, you saw how hard he hit those 2 fastballs. And here's
Second
my
inning
man,
set to go, and that'll give way to the third baseman, Money Murakami.
former number 55, but now that he's a permanent squad member, look at that, 266, 19 homers. I think he also has 14 stolen bases. Just
Wheels
an all-around
and
good
deals. Here's
player.
the first pitch.
Not the
Lower part
best
of the
defensive
zone, but it's
third
taken
baseman.
for a strike.
Hey, when
But
you're
it
featuring
doesn't
a
matter.
mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later.
The problem with Money Murakami here, as he's called, Munataka, we call him Money Murakami, basically because his key home runs and key spots. Oh,
A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate.
that was a loud crack. His big problem is curveballs
1-2.
down and in.
Freezes
Oh.
it. Strikeout looking.
I did not even think he was going to do
Locked him
that.
up with a changeup right there. Usually you're
A
trying for a
change
swing
up
and miss
up
after
and
that
in.
pitch
That
in a
fooled me
two-strike count,
so
but
much.
Clearly he wasn't looking for it,
Adley.
so it's a backwards K for him.
Adley Rutschman digging in now. He'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. The average coming in 257.
Adley Rushman's
18
coming aboard
homers
his second
and
year,
48
257,
driven in.
18 homers. He's in a bit of a slump, though. He was batting up in the 270s.
The 1-0. Fouled off. Orioles
Yeah,
out to an early
Scherzer is
1-0
one of those
lead here in inning
pitchers that
number
even
2.
after giving up a home run, he could kind of settle down.
Scooped up on to first, and Scherzer's on a roll now, 2 away.
And just say, it was a solo
Yeah,
shot.
this
I
is
don't
not
care.
an
The second
easy
baseman,
play when you have to range to your
Jorge
right. He really didn't have a
Mateo.
chance to get his feet set, so this is all arm. Nicely done.
All right, here's
So
Mateo.
down to the plate, Jorge Mateo. And he'll quickly
He
send
sees
a
the
line
first
drive to
shot.
center
There it
field.
is.
That gets down. He's got himself a base hit.
Now, Mateo is fast, but unfortunately, he's not
Hey,
a
after
great
that hit
base
right there, D-Roll,
stealer.
that extends his hitting streak to 6 games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6 days in a row with knocks will help you sleep better at night.
John Means bats 226, so maybe he could get something out in the outfield. We're going to
Stepping
steal
in
with
now,
Mateo here.
John Means. He swings and misses. Throw down. And it skips in as
And he gets
steals
in there.
the baggies of
17
It
stolen
was
bases.
pretty obvious he would likely be on the move with 2 outs, and I'm sure
All right.
the defense knew it too. But he has lightning speed. And
That was
able to
close,
take
though.
the bag
That
anyways.
was close. So Means has to get a single here.
No, and he's really getting
no.
the better of him now. It's strike 2.
Fooled the hell out of me.
At the plate, but he's going to grind it out right here. He's got a chance to help himself, and nothing's a bigger backbreaker to a team than watching the pitcher drive in.
There it is.
Liner in there for a base hit.
And that's why you steal a
He's on his
base
way
there.
home. Safe at the plate, as it's now a 2-0
2-0.
game.
Dan, you were 1 pitch away from getting out of this. 2 outs, 2 strikes on the batter, and he's able to throw out a ribby knock.
Hero, it's hard to get more frustrated than that as a pitcher. You're one pitch away from
That's
getting out of
that's
a lot
perfectly
of traffic on the bases,
that is a perfect
getting into
saying
the
right
inning,
there.
and next thing you know, you give up a 2-out, 2-strike base hit. Nothing more frustrating for a pitcher than to have that happen.
To the plate now, Cedric Mullins.
And Mullins has your number today.
Big trouble as this gets to the wall now. Means blows through the stop sign, headed for home. The tag, and he's safe.
There we go.
3-0 ball game.
A triple.
Agree with the timing of the
Fourth
visit
triple
from
for
the
Mullins,
pitching
who
coach.
led the
You know,
league
that's
last
sort of
year
a
in
tough one
triples.
since it's only the second inning, but I think it's about knowing your pitcher and how they respond. He's had some struggles
That
here,
was
so
in the
I
big
think
gap
he's just
of,
reminding him to let those
what,
go
Minute Maid
and
Park?
focus on the next batter.
And unfortunately, the next batter has been sort of an
Into the box,
instant out lately.
James Campbell, as he'll take a look at ball one. 0 for 1 here in the early going. The 1-0 delivery. Swing and a liner.
And there it is. Got him out.
First baseman got the out, and the inning
What a
is over.
play by
Off of
Swanson.
one leg in the hole.
My
Falling away.
goodness,
That
and
is
he's not
pure
slow
magic.
either. This isn't a
More to
catcher
come
that
on
he
the
threw
show
out.
Sunday baseball.
He
After
threw out a
this.
guy with good speed.
Nick Castellanos now. 13
Leading
at-bats
up
in the
for the
series so
Astros,
far with 4 hits.
The first
Hey,
baseman.
Matty, they need to get some
Nick.
offense going in this one.
Coach
Get a
Jay,
run
no.
back in this inning. Give them a little bit of confidence that they can keep up in this game.
The pitch. As he'll go after a curveball out of the zone to start the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Love the early lead, but this game is far from over. Got to stay on top of what you're trying to do out there and execute pitches.
And the thing about John Means is he'll be dominant for the
One pitch on
first
its
3
way.
innings, and then the 4th inning,
Swing and a miss, and he's in the hole.
for
0-2
some
now.
reason, he starts throwing more pitches because they're not hitting the spot. And then in the 5th and 6th inning, that's when he unravels.
Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2.
So that's
Hey,
the
that 0-2 fastball wasn't even close, but on hit right now, I'm still sitting on that heater.
Able to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and he'll see another one.
why do you love my fastball so much,
Another
Rushman?
1-2.
Out of the zone.
Swinging a ball hit on the ground.
Okay. So what are we going to do here? No, I'm shaking you off. He can't hit the curveball. He's missed
The
it
next
twice.
1-2 pitch.
So we're going to do a curveball.
Well, this is just one of those grinder at bats right
Okay.
here. Worked the count even to 2-2, and he's made him throw a lot of pitches.
What are we going to do here? You want a fastball again.
Now the pitch.
Low and outside.
Swing
Oh,
and a
he got
miss
him.
as he ran the fastball
So there you
right
go.
by him for the
I
first
was
out.
right on the last hitter, and Rushman was right on this hitter.
Batting fifth.
Now one
The right
down with the bases
Man,
empty.
this
And
lineup
next
is
will be the
just-
outfielder Kyle Tucker.
Look at this lineup. Slider
Wheels
outside,
and deals.
hopefully.
Here's the first pitch to first. And he'll
Gold
take it
Glove and
back
Mancini
himself for the out.
Gets that one. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Alex Bregman.
And that'll bring up the former first-rounder
All
Alex
these
Bregman.
guys with over
He and his
15
play
homers,
hitting in the 260s
which is a
for
big
the
thing,
year.
especially here early September.
Now
That
here's
is
the pitch.
huge.
Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike.
This is
You know, when
not
you're facing a
a
top
home run
pitcher
league.
like this, he's going to be down around the knees like that more often than not. The key is punishing whatever mistakes he makes, but so far he
Ooh.
hasn't made many.
Behind 0-2 now.
All right, so he did not
out,
like that
nobody on.
changeup. So we're going to do a high fastball inside.
Now
Oh!
the fastball runs inside and drills it.
Oh,
That's
I'm
gotta
so
hurt.
sorry.
I'm sure that one stings a little bit.
I
The best
apologize.
revenge he can get for his pain is to find a way to come around to score. We'll see if his guys can move him around the bases.
Good God.
Next will be Dansby Swanson digging in.
That was
Comes into this
horrible.
one
I
with
feel
3
so
hits and
bad.
11
He's
at-bats in the series.
not even real.
And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0.
Love the fact that he's not scared to go right back inside with another fastball. I know he hit the last guy, but if he's going to have success, he's got to establish that pitch in.
3-0 now. Bregman is off at first with 2 away.
Well, this isn't
Astros
good.
shortstop in front with a 3-1 count.
4-seam heater right down the middle. I would have thought he popped a clutch on that pitch.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch.
Okay.
It's full now.
Nope,
3-2.
we're going to do a curveball
3-2,
inside.
2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
Inside as he nearly got him, and it's ball 4.
Batting 8th, the catcher, Travis.
2 men on, 2 out. And up next, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
And you can see he's not having a very
Now the
good
first
year.
pitch.
180 is pathetic.
Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a
But
strike.
they're paying him a lot of money. So what are you going to do? You're going to sit him down? You can't sit him down.
And my
Oh, no.
gracious, that really drilled him as it rolls toward the first baseline. And he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him.
Oh, all right. We got to see if Means is okay.
The pitcher, Max Scherzer.
All right. Well, our saving grace is that Max Scherzer is the worst hitting pitcher of all
Plate
time.
now, Max Scherzer. This will send a ground ball
There
down
we
the
go,
third.
and Money
And he'll
makes
step
the
on
smart
third,
play.
and the inning is over. Astros leave them loaded. They trail it here 3-0.
I wonder if we'll get hit in retaliation.
New inning set to get underway, and set to go is the veteran first baseman, Trey Mancini.
All right, 3rd inning, which means we'll be back with highlights.
There's a swing and a
Oh,
missile
Mountcastle
sent out to
comes
center
and
field.
he hits one hard and
Onto
deep
the
and
balcony
gone.
and gone.
What the hell was that?
So it's a solo shot to dead center, number 28 on the season, as the O's have extended their lead now 4-0.
I don't know what celebration I put for his home run, but I got to change that. What the hell is this? I think I was playing around with something.
Well, he's given up 2 long balls in just 2 1/3 innings of work. So it seems as though they might have his number here. Not sure how much more the manager wants to see. He needs a...
And now, Cedric Mullins. He's got hits in both of his at-bats so far in this one.
Number 31.
First pitch on the way. A swing.
And in the
Drives
5th
in
inning,
toward the gap. Racing back to
Mullins
center fielder, but he can't get to this
is
one.
going to
It's
get his
off the
second
wall.
triple of the game.
And he is into third base with a triple. His 3rd hit this afternoon.
The bat.
Mullins
He's getting
is on
daily
fire
conditioning in
today.
During the game. That's his 2nd triple, so
Gamble.
obviously he's seeing the ball great, and he's showing he knows how to motor around the bases just fine.
Kent Emanuel will come on in relief as he'll make his second. Good opposite field.
And
power
this
here,
is
taken
it.
High and deep to right.
Oh, no!
Boone goes the dynamite.
Mancini squeaks it over the wall for his 11th homer of the year. I thought that was going to be what I needed, which was a...
A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. Number 11 for him on the season. As
Which
they
was a
pile on,
sacrifice
it's
fly,
now
but-
6-0.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you remember the previous pitch, he couldn't get around on a fastball and was mad at himself. Well, there's nothing to be mad about anymore unless you're the guy standing on the mound wondering what just happened.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch.
Like it here, 3-1 on Mateo. You can hear it in the background. Someone say, oh, come on, give me a break.
Out, nothing in 1.
Got to sit middle when a guy's trying to pitch around you. If he's going to give you first base, take it.
Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap.
And he's going to have a double.
From third as they extend their lead.
He's going to have a double. He needs a
base with an
single
RBI
for the
double.
cycle.
Now batting.
Here's the catcher, Travis Darno.
Okay, so
It was
John
a
Means'
bullpen
last
for
batter
his last
probably.
trip.
He's got 98
Wheels
pitches
and deals.
thrown.
Here's
That's
the
a
first
lot.
pitch. High and deep down the
Ooh.
left field line. And it's a foul ball.
I mean, he does have a
2 out, nobody
shutout, but we're not going to let him go too long here.
Oh, and he turns on this fastball
And yeah,
sends it
that's
out to
why.
deep left field. And I would say he got just about all of that one as this ball is gone. A home run. Travis Darno with the solo home run. Number 14 on the season. And they're now on the board, though still well behind. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive to center field. And he'll lay it
Oh,
out
and
to
Adley
second.
Rushman gets
Another catch. Wow.
gets robbed by Jake Myers in center.
Mateo.
We are going to bring in we got Brad Zunica, who I know. That's why I picked him up when he was on the free agent stuff, so I know him personally. And so we brought him in. We got Travis Demerit, who's only hitting 190, but we got Yusniel Diaz, who came aboard. I forgot what. I think it was because of the Mancini injury, but then we get to carry 2 more players. 2 more players, so I brought Travis Demerit back up. But Yusniel Diaz has really
Yusniel
come aboard.
Diaz will look for some 2-out magic here.
They got
He'll
him from
pinch hit with 2 gone and a runner
the
at first.
Dodgers for somebody quite a while ago. But look at that OPS. He has been dominant ever since he's come aboard.
From the belt, kicks and deals.
He's been hitting double after double after double. I think out of his 8 hits, 6 are doubles.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line, but speared on a hop. Over to first, and that retires the side. So no runs here on a base. Mickey Janis is going to come on in relief as he'll be making his 20th appearance of the season.
And Mickey Janis, I don't know if anybody knows who Mickey Janis is. He's 5'9", which is usually not what you have in a pitcher. See how tiny he looks.
The betting number 8 set to go, and that'll give way to the veteran second baseman Jose Altuve.
And he is also the only current knuckleball pitcher. Now watch this knuckleball. Oh. And you can see Rushman has a bigger glove.
Count now a ball and a strike. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch.
Thing just giggles. Giggles as it flies by. Look at this thing. No rotation on it.
Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to go a little bit further outside the zone. 3 foul balls in a row. He wants to get a swing and a miss on this next pitch.
And that misses 2-2.
I don't think he's going to strike anybody out. Janis does not strike anybody out. He walks a lot of guys.
2-2 pitch is fouled away. Hit out towards second.
That's what the knuckleball is supposed to do right there.
And there's 1 away. Here's a look at the final line for the Orioles starter. It was a really nice day on the mound for him.
Yeah, he looked really dialed in from start to finish. This is the kind of outing you hope for every time you go out there. So I think he'll feel pretty good about the effort he put forth in this one.
Stepping in now, Jake Myers. Line drive base hit.
You know, Dero, that's one of the downsides of being a knuckleball pitcher. You don't have a lot of other pitches in his repertoire After seeing a few too many knuckleballs, he's able to hit a bullet right there for a base hit.
Yeah, this pitcher will occasionally mix in a fastball, give you a different look, but that's a lot of knuckleballs in a row. And I'll tell you what, he didn't miss it.
1-1 the count. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Myers leads off first with 1 away. Swing and a liner toward the gap in left center. And this is into the alley and ought to be good for extra bases.
Well, 1 run's going to score.
And the runner scores all the way from first as they try.
Well, that's
and
what you
chip
call
away at
long
their
a
deficit.
reliever.
That
This
makes
is
it
just
7-2.
a guy you bring in for junk time.
Never say never in this game, folks. It's late and the clock is ticking, but that RBI double might start making believers out of the entire dugout. We'll see if they can build on it and maybe get back into this.
Number 30.
Ready now is Kyle Tucker. Flew out last time up.
Almost, Matty.
Ooh, and there's the Vulcan changeup.
That's
That's exactly how you hold it, too, like the Vulcan sign. Live long and prosper. That's exactly how you hold the baseball. And it's like a changeup, like a circle change. And a circle change is if you take your pointer finger and your thumb and you make the OK symbol. That's exactly how you throw a circle change. This, a little different.
Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind.
Use the Vulcan, which means there's more downward spin on it.
2 down.
So we're going to throw that Vulcan change again.
Another one sent foul. Tried to get him fishing at the knuckleball, but it's 1-2. Smoked on the ground up the middle.
Oh,
What a start.
and that's why he's still on the lineup.
It's in time.
That is why that
Defense.
Campbell at
This play on
shortstop
this
is in the
beautiful
lineup
diving
just for that.
stoppage short.
He should be batting
More
8th,
baseball
though.
from Minute Maid Park right after this.
Boom. Perfect dive.
Back to the top of the Oriole lineup now. And
All
stepping in,
Cedric Mullins needs is a
build up
single.
that RBI double from his last plate appearance.
Yeah, he did a great job to go down and get that one his last at bat. But I got to think they're going to pitch him up, maybe elevate something in the zone. Interested to see how he approaches this next AB.
Goodness, 0-2 now.
Hey, I can't have one of my best left-handed power bats fishing for balls off the plate.
Hit well on the ground to first.
Ah, it won't happen.
Has it, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
So singles short of the cycle, but that's all right. What a day.
Grounded down the third baseline. And this will stay inside the third base bag. A fair ball. And he's safe. Marwin Gonzalez will be called on to pinch hit now. And he'll do it in a golden RBI spot as he's got 2 men in scoring position with only 1 gone in the inning. Drives it the other way to deep right. Hayes on for it. The track. On the warning track, he makes the catch. Notch 1 in the score column as a runner from third crosses the plate. That makes it an 8-3 ball game.
Okay, here we go.
So the
Last
Houston
out
lineup
here.
turns over, and to the plate, Jose Altuve.
And
The plate
Tanner
is the
Scott's
last
now
chance
in
for his
since
side.
Janice
2
got
out
hurt.
here in the 9th.
Darno
Swung
got
on,
hurt,
but it's
the
pulled
catcher,
foul wide of third.
going into second, so he got hurt. But my knuckleball pitcher got hurt, so
Now a swing and a ground
And here we
ball.
go.
This should do it. He's got it. Throw on to first.
and
the
there we go.
Orioles
We win
have made it a
8-3.
memorable weekend. They take 3 out of 4 as this ball game is over. 8-3 is
Better in the
today's
wild
final.
card race.
The Orioles jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. John Means earned his 9th win of
And
the
that
year.
is Aaron
Max
Boone as
Scherzer
the Astros
only able
manager
to work
since
4
Dusty
innings
Baker
as he
retired.
takes the loss. So that will wrap things up for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plezak, Heidi Watney, and
All
our
right,
whole
it's
crew.
Cedric
I'm Matt
Mullins.
Vasgersian.
What a
You've been
day.
watching MLB The
4
Show.
for 5, a
More
homer,
into the
2
show.
triples, a double, 3 RBI. And we're just going to take, I want to take a look since it's a new year. Elbow inflammation. Oh, good. Okay. So we're going to keep him active. He's fine. He's fine. But I want to show you the managers. Okay, so here's the managers. So we still have Brandon Hyde. This is his last year. Don Long, our hitting coach. Juan Barger, our pitching coach, who's been absolutely phenomenal since we got him. So I just got to write these guys down, make sure. Oh, no, well, I'm not playing after this year. That's right. This is a 3-year thing. Okay. Boston, the reason the Red Sox are doing much better, well, they picked up Ron Washington as their manager, so their defense is, I don't know, wait, why is Ron Washington's fielding? He's like the fielding guru. That's sometimes people who make games just don't know the game they're making. Ron Washington should be like +5 fielding. He is a fielding guru. But Ron Washington is making Boston better. Joe Maddon came from the Angels to the Yankees. Kevin Cash is still there with the Expos, used to be the Rays. Charlie Montoya, of course, you know, when you win back-to-back World Series, of course you're going to get a good extension. He's only getting paid $1.125 million, though. But again, they're in last place this year. Sandy Alomar Jr. I don't know if people know baseball history, but he was basically, you know, a starting catcher and then a backup catcher. A starting catcher for the first half of his career, and the second half of his career, he was basically a backup catcher, but also a great clubhouse presence as well. And this guy, Mark Pryor, remember him? Well, he's with the White Sox, not the Cubs. He flamed out with the Cubs, injuries and the such, but he's the pitching coach for the White Sox. Terry Francona still, and look, Chief Wahoo is back. Yes, I brought back Chief Wahoo for the Indians. The hell with PC and cancel culture. The hell with you. It's only a caricature, for crying out loud. If you look at 50s baseball logos, you look at the Washington Senators, they had like a goofy looking senator from like the late 1890s as their mascot. The Browns had this cute little bee that looked like the honeycomb bee, or the Honey Nut Cheerio bee. They just had caricatures there. But this caricature, just because it's not white, therefore it's offensive and racist. No, it's not. No, it's not. You ask the Indian tribes all over Ohio, most of them are going to say, I don't care. You know, it's pretty cool that you got a team named the Indians. You know, so even though we know Indians isn't the term, but that was the term that was used for all of American history. It's not correct, but whatever. Bob Melvin is, was he the manager of the Tigers? Yeah, I think he's been the manager of the Tigers. And then Sparky Anderson, who is the all-time Tiger manager, but for some reason they recreated him. I don't know. So weird. Darren Bush, I think he was new for the Royals, but he is the manager there. Rocky Baldelli is still the manager for the Twins. He was there at the beginning. Aaron Boone got fired from the Yankees after back-to-back disappointing years, and now he is the Astros manager, and they are disappointing. They went from first place the first 2 years to second place with him in charge. Gary DiSarcina, a longtime shortstop for the Angels, is now the manager, and boy, he took them where Joe Maddon couldn't to first place, and they got Super Joe McEwen as their hitting coach. Amazing. And Dave Bush, he deserves a big raise because he has really done wonders with that pitching staff. Vance Wilson is the A's manager. And then, of course, they got Tommy Lasorda. They redid Tommy Lasorda, who's been dead for about 12 years. But they redid him, and I don't know. I wish they would have, like, real baseball players. They have some real baseball players as coaches, but not all. Scott Servais, I think he's been with Mariners for a while, but their pitching coach, Mike Schilt, used to be the manager of the Cardinals. But he's pitching coach for the Seattle, and they actually got better pitching-wise. Chili Davis, another 80s DH outfielder kind of guy. He is the Rangers manager, and his grade is D, but he's done a good job with them. He's been their manager for the last 2 years. Brian Snitker, still the manager of the Braves. Mattingly, still the manager of the Marlins, now the Tritons. Alex Cintron, he was a utility middle infielder all his career, and he is the new manager of the Cubs. And, he was doing really well at the beginning of the year, and they just kind of fell apart. David Ross, the former manager of the Cubs, got fired after their rebuild, and now he is the Phillies manager, and he's doing better than Joe Girardi ever did. It looks like they won't melt down and get taken over by the Braves again this year. And the Phillies, Bryce Harper has been injured for at least 20 days so far. I think he's been out for a month. So Harper's been out for a month, and they're still in first place. So good going, David Ross. Dave Martinez still the manager of the Nationals. Torey Lovullo is now the manager of the Cubs. Oh no, I'm sorry. Who is Alex Cintron is the manager of the Mets? Okay. Well, he's got him close to 500, which is better than most managers for the Mets. Torey Lovullo here. David Bell, he's got an F grade, and he is manager for the Reds, but I don't know if they're gonna. Yeah, who knows? Craig Counsell took the Brewers to the World Series last year. Derek Shelton, I think he's been the manager of the Pirates ever since this began. So good for him. Marcus Thames, he's been the manager of the Cardinals for 2 years, last year and this year. Doing okay with them. Dusty Wathan, I think he's a new manager of the Beavers. So he's got them in second place and vying for a wild card. Greg Vaughn for the Rockies. He's been doing pretty decent for them in a rebuilding type of thing. Dave Roberts. They sold off all their pieces, the Dodgers. Got rid of a lot of salary. So Mike Matheny, I think he's been the manager for the Padres. Or no, I think he's new this year. Yeah, I think Mike Matheny's new. And they got Jerry Royster, who was a long time utility infielder for the Padres as the hitting coach. But yeah, I think Mike Matheny used to be maybe the Tigers? Maybe he was the Tigers or the Royals or something. And Gabe Kapler's been there since the beginning for the San Francisco, and of course you should. They finished first the last 2 years. So there's that. Last but not least, we got the batting average. Bogarts, Franco, Jose Ramirez, Ty France, Harold Castro he plays against right-handers, doesn't play against left-handers, so his batting average has been staying right there at the 319 because he hits right-handers better. And Mike Trout's there, Rafael Devers, Will Myers, who's now on the IL for 6+ months, so his career may be over. And then Saya Suzuki, who's one big reason why the Tigers are in first place. He's the Japanese import that everybody's talking about. He's 28 here. He would be 26 in 2021. And you can see he had a little bit of learning to do. But boy, look at this. He came alive this year. All around good player. National League, Jonathan India, who was the Rookie of the Year in 2021. Missed some games last year, but did better batting average-wise. And he hits, the 15, 18 home runs a year. He's got 7 triples and 41 doubles this year. That's the big thing. And he'll get about 20 stolen bases, and he won't get thrown out a lot. And I think he plays pretty good defense. He walks a lot. Yeah, he walks a lot. In this league, it doesn't look like he walks a lot, but, 91 walks is big in this league. 136 strikeouts is a lot of strikeouts in this league, too. But, yeah, he's in first place. And Adam Hazley, who's been really on fire the last couple of years. Look at this, 2021. Last year, he was vying for the batting title before he faltered. He hit a career-high 18 homers, which he's not capable of. I think he's more capable of about 30 doubles, 5 triples, 15 home runs. But he doesn't strike out a lot, and he walks a pretty good chunk. So he's got a .410 on-base percentage, and that's one reason the Phillies are first place. What do we got? Home runs, and I'll show you why. With doubles, 41-40 already, so we might have guys with 50 doubles. Tim Anderson, 35. Rosario, who last year had 51 doubles, and the year before that, 43. Oh, he's just been slumping, that's why. Batting only 243 this year compared to 305 and 260 the last couple of years. So he might get on fire. And Vlad Guerrero with 35, Vlad Guerrero seems to be slumping, even though you can't call this slumping. So he's hitting less homers, but he's hitting more doubles this year, Vlad Guerrero. Yeah, only 23 homers. You would say that's a pretty good year, but he led the league last year, won the Triple Crown last year. Still having a good year. And Bobby Witt Jr., who I don't think he qualifies for Rookie of the Year. Last year, I think he won Rookie of the Year. But yeah, he's a dynamite guy. And then you got Ohtani. He's 8-4 as a pitcher. But he's got 13 homers, 33 doubles, 23 stolen bases, 257. Yeah, he's dynamite. Doubles here, Jonathan India, Brian Reynolds. Triples, Garrett Hampson, Yelich. So we're going to have guys with over 10 triples, which is what I like. I want at least, half of the league over 10 triples. So it looks like that might happen this year. Adolis Garcia is usually a home run guy, but he is hitting triples this year. Marcus Semien, not really. That's weird. But Bobby Witt Jr., yeah, he seems like a triples hitter. Jonathan Aruz, home runs. Joey Gallo is now with the Mets. The Pirates traded him at the trade deadline to the Mets, and they got better. And the Mets have just been the same Mets. So Joey Gallo is not the answer. 172 strikeouts. He had 200 strikeouts last year. Players like Joey Gallo is why I don't like baseball. I'm sorry. I don't like a guy hitting 220, hitting 40-something home runs, and striking out 200 times. I just don't like it. It's boring, and I don't think they're good players. Frank Schwindel, Jorge Soler, Mac Muncy, Ronald Acuna Jr. is 28 homers, only 9 stolen bases. That's weird because you can see, he's going down too. Look at this. He went down 5 in vision. Ooh. He went up in discipline and down in vision. That's very odd. But anyways, he went up 4 in stealing, down 2 in aggression, but he should have more than what he has for stolen bases. And Bogart's 36 homers. Mike Trout's got 35. Jose Ramirez with 30. Matt Olson, the Yankees, 29. And there's our boy, Ryan Mountcastle with 28. Who's next up? Got a whole bunch of Astros, White Sox. Like I said, here's the thing. We got guys that are going to finish league leaders with only 40 home runs, and then most of the other guys are going to be low 30s at the end of the year. It should be Money Murakami, I think. Yep, there he is. Money Murakami, 19 homers. Same as Matt Chapman, who got traded to the Tigers. Got traded twice. Stolen bases, Starlin Marte. Oh, James Campbell has 26 stolen bases, not Mullins. All right, so, and Campbell has 26 stolen bases just because he's played all year. He hasn't been injured. So he's played about, in probably 90% of the games the Orioles have had. He's durable and he's great defensively. And he can steal bases a little bit, but he's not a great, I think he's been caught a lot. Yeah, 26 and 8 caught stealings. That's a guy who should not be stealing that much. But Mullins, 23 stolen bases, 6 caught stealing. That's a little high for him. But, yeah, he had 13 triples last year to lead the league, and he already has 5 this year in 63 games. He'll only play about 80 games this year. So he's missed half the season. Stolen bases over here, Colton Wong, which is really weird because Colton Wong is not really fast. You can see his speed is only 56. His stealing's 78 and his aggressiveness is 68. But boy, he picks his time to steal bases and he doesn't get caught. He only got caught once. Tatis, who I thought would be leading the league, only has 21. And I think this has to do where, Colton Wong he got pushed to lead off. Lorenzo Cain got injured, and then he plummeted. Like, all his attributes went down. So I think Colton Wong is in his last year, or I think Lorenzo Cain's in his last year. And then he got hurt again, and now he's out for the year. So Colton Wong was pushed into the leadoff spot. So I think it's... And then Kinnear Falefa got traded to the Titans. Trey Turner's a leadoff guy. John Birdie's a leadoff guy. Mookie Betts is a leadoff. Yeah, see, so it's all... If you're a leadoff guy, I think this game does it. But if you're a number 3 hitter like Fernando Tatis, you don't steal as much, and that would explain Acuna as well, because he's a number 3. He's a number 3 hitter or a number 4 hitter. So I think it's the place in the order, which is kind of odd. Ohtani's a leadoff hitter when he plays. Chisholm used to be. He isn't for the White Sox anymore. I think he's number 8. So I think number 8 hitter will do it too. I think the computer will steal with a pitcher up. So anyways, Wander Franco, 525. He's striking out a little bit. He shouldn't be striking out that much. He's not a stolen base guy. He's basically going to be a third baseman in the future. He's not really a shortstop. He's just a shortstop until the Expos get one of their prospects up. Bogarts isn't a very good shortstop either. But yeah, look, his on base, and Indy is on base, and I see somebody missing here. So I think Joey Votto. 381. So Joey Votto's 41 years old here. 39, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's plummeting. Look at him. -11, -8. Ugh, it's horrible. Lastly, wins. We got Carlos Rondon, who was traded to the Phillies or he wasn't traded. I think he was like, the White Sox didn't tender him an offer. So he had like a 8.22. Then he had a 4.6. And I don't think the White Sox really chased him because they were like, well, we don't think he's going to be good. He went from A potential to B potential. And the Phillies got him, and he was a horrible disappointment last year for the Phillies. But this year he's been freaking phenomenal. Corbin Burns always in the mix there. Ranger Suarez, who if the Phillies still had, they'd be dominant. And Jacob deGrom is back. He's had he had an off year last year. But he's back now. It looks, his ERA is a little down. His strikeouts are up. His home runs are down. That's the big one. His home runs allowed are down. Chris Sale is back. Chris Sale had a down year last year, and he's one reason the White Sox are coming back too. Garrett Cole, I think he had a down year last year. Yep, a little bit. And he's bounced back, so that's pretty cool. Oh my God, Matt Harvey. Yes, Matt Harvey, who was with us in the Orioles. We traded him at the trade deadline, him and Josh Harrison, to get some young guys for our minor league system. And with some run support, Matt Harvey is 10-4, being basically a spot starter for the White Sox. Good for them. And good for Matt Harvey. I'm glad. 34 years old. As you can see, when he was with the Mets, look at this. He was called the Dark Knight, like Batman. Because look at how dominant he was. 191 strikeouts and 178 innings, 2.27. And then his arm troubles. It's a shame. So I'm glad he bounced back. So he'll have a couple more years maybe. What else? And then we got saves. Alex Reyes. I think he's him. Ken Giles. Yeah, these are the same guys. Trevor May is new. They traded Edwin Diaz to the Blue Jays. Josh Hader. Iglesias went from the Angels to the Braves, and he's been pretty good. This is one of my favorites. Brusard Gretoli came over from the Dodgers in some trade. He he was with the Cubs. So he got traded in 2020 for somebody. And I just made him the closer because there was no one else available. So he kind of struggled last year, but this year he's been awesome. I like it. And he's not a strikeout pitcher. 20 strikeouts in 37 innings. So I just like, I like little stories like that. That's why I like playing these baseball games with franchise mode, is because you get these little stories that just happen. Hanzer Robles, this guy, kind of lost favor back in 2020. He was good for the Angels, and then they kind of discarded him. And now here in this league, he bounces back. And in the last 2 years, he's been a pretty damn good closer for a Texas Rangers team that's not going anywhere. And then Cam Bedrosian, who basically has been let go by all these organizations. He played for the Phillies last year, and he sucked. But here, for some reason, he's got 8 blown saves. But for some reason, with a rebuilding Oakland team, yeah, he's their closer. He's a cheap closer. Kershaw. Yeah, Kershaw was traded from the Dodgers to the Yankees. Go figure. So the Dodgers give him like a 2-year deal. And then the Yankees wanted him because he was having a phenomenal year this year. So the Dodgers were like, cool, if you give us if you give us 3 of your great prospects, we'll get rid of them. And the Yankees said, no, how about 2 of our good prospects? So Wandy Peralta, another good story. His big thing is he doesn't walk a lot of guys, and he doesn't give up home runs. He doesn't strike out people. But in this new league, it's just, in my league with my sliders, with less home runs, less walks, less strikeouts, it's amazing to see the pitchers that come out of the woodworks and the like my pitcher, Tom Eshelman, 2.7. This guy gives up the gopher ball, but he doesn't really walk a lot of guys. So he relies on our defense, and our defense is awesome. Money Murakami is an average third baseman, but average range, but he doesn't like throw the ball away too much. Campbell is a phenomenal shortstop. Mateo is an above average shortstop that's not playing second base, so he's phenomenal there. And then we got Gold Glove Mancini, who became a Gold Glover for some reason, simply because he knows how to scoop the ball. And then we had, for the most year, we had Austin Hayes, not Greg Dykman, but Austin Hayes in right fielder, and he's a center fielder playing right field. Then we had Mullins in center field, but then he got hurt, so Mays went to center, and then we had Santander, who's a pretty decent right fielder, and then left field, we have Mountcastle, who sucks, but yeah, but we got a pretty good defense all around. And here's the Angels, the Griffin Cannon, he's come aboard. Andrew Haney, Patrick Sandoval, oh my God, they're just those freaking Angels. And then we got Grayson Rodriguez. Yeah, you see Wandy Peralta and Shane Bieber. Do not give up the long balls. I just love seeing that Chief Wahoo right there. It's like you can hear the screeches of all these offended middle-aged white people. Ah! I'm surprised. I'm surprised college sluts don't screech about the Portland Peepers. All right, well, that's it for me. The next one we're gonna play. We're actually gonna play the this one, the 5th, against the Rangers. And the reason we're doing that is DL Hall, who is Grayson Rodriguez was our number 1 pitching prospect. DL Hall's our number 2. This is going to be his first start of his career. And he was scheduled to face the Astros, but I was like, if I was sitting here going, if I really ran the Orioles, what would I do? Would I have him go against the Astros, or would I have him go against the 60 and 71 Texas Rangers? Yeah, I'm having him go against the 60. I'm having him go against the weaker team. And then when his next call up, he'll miss the Expos, right? He'll miss the Expos. It'll be Alexander Wells, John Means, Grayson Rock, but then he'll be playing the Yankees. You know what? I think I may do something here. I think what I'm going to do is actually the next game we're going to play is this one, MLB Network. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to push Rodriguez back a start, have DL Hall start against Drew Anderson, and then what'll happen is, and then DL Hall will face the Expos here on the 10th, who are 65 and 65, and he'll avoid the Yankees. I think that's what'll happen. Although he'll have to face the Braves, which are another great team, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do. Maybe I'll have him face the Yankees or the team we have to beat. And that's the next thing. So we're gonna play one of these two games. We're gonna play with DL Hall, and then we're gonna play. I think we're gonna play the first game of the Yankee series, and then the last game of the Yankee series next, because this is a huge series for us. If we get swept, we're done. We're done for no playoffs. We're not going to sweep the Yankees. I can say that right now. They're good enough to sweep us. We're not good enough to sweep the Yankees. I don't think. Olsen kills us. Olsen and Judge kill us. Stanton, I can deal with, but I can't deal with anybody. I can't deal with freaking Judge and Olsen on that team. But we can take 3 or 4 out of them. I guarantee we can. Most likely we'll split. We'll split or we'll lose 3. But I'm hoping we win 3 and that's it. So anyways, that'll be next time. Thank you for joining me. Get up my interlawn.